There is a problem so severe that it has left fans stunned and critics furious. Will Smith, once one of Hollywood's most beloved figures, is now at the center of a storm that threatens to end his career for good. What began as a simple comeback tour has spiraled into a public relations nightmare. At first, the promotional video for his return seemed inspiring, crowds cheering, the atmosphere electric, a hero rising once again. But then the truth emerged. The cheering fans weren't real. They were artificial intelligence, digital creations meant to trick the world into believing Will Smith was still the superstar he once was. This shocking revelation didn't just ignite outrage. It ripped open old wounds, a trail of scandals, betrayals, and public humiliations that have followed Will for over a decade. The AI scandal was not the beginning of his downfall. It was the final symptom of a much deeper problem. To understand how Will Smith reached this point, we must go back to the moment everything began to unravel, a single act that turned admiration into disappointment and set him on a path toward desperation. During the most prestigious night in Hollywood, Will Smith was about to achieve what every actor dreams of: the Oscar for Best Actor. For years, he had built a reputation as a charismatic, family-oriented star. This was supposed to be the crowning moment of his career, but instead of being remembered for his achievement, the night would forever be defined by a single, shocking act. As comedian Chris Rock joked about Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head, Will initially smiled. Moments later, he stood up, walked to the stage, and struck Chris Rock across the face in front of millions watching live around the world. The room fell silent. The internet exploded. Within seconds, the man who had been seen as a symbol of positivity and composure was recast as unpredictable and aggressive. The irony was painful. Moments after the slap, Will accepted his Oscar, but no one celebrated his victory. The only thing people remembered was the slap heard around the world. The reaction was swift and unforgiving. Studios that once fought to work with Will Smith canceled projects overnight. Endorsement deals disappeared. The Academy banned him from attending the Oscars for 10 years, a devastating blow to any actor's prestige. Online, the memes and commentary were relentless. Some tried to defend him, saying he was standing up for his wife. Others saw it as a moment of unchecked ego and aggression. The overwhelming consensus was clear: the image of Will Smith as Hollywood's golden boy was shattered beyond repair. A single night had destroyed decades of careful brand building. Instead of being celebrated as a legend, Will became a cautionary tale of how quickly fame can turn to infamy. For years, Will and Jada presented themselves as the ultimate Hollywood power couple. They raised two talented children, Jaden and Willow, and often spoke publicly about their deep connection and unconventional marriage. To the public, they seemed unshakable, a beacon of love and unity in an industry full of broken relationships. But behind the scenes, the truth was far more complicated. In 2020, Jada revealed on her show Red Table Talk that she had been involved in what she called an entanglement with a younger singer, August Alsina. This was not a private confession. Will sat across from her, visibly devastated, as millions watched. The moment became one of the most infamous relationship revelations in modern pop culture. Then, another truth came out: Will and Jada had been living separately since 2016, maintaining the appearance of a marriage only for the public. Fans felt betrayed. The perfect family they had admired for decades was revealed to be a carefully maintained illusion. Comments online were brutal. Will Smith might have won an Oscar, but he lost in his own home. This isn't love anymore. It's just endurance. The humiliation was relentless. Will's personal pain became internet entertainment, and the man who had once inspired millions was now mocked as the king of cuck memes. As Will's personal life fell apart, his professional life began to crumble as well. He had once been one of the most reliable box office draws in the world, but in the past decade, his films began to underperform. After Earth was widely panned as one of the worst sci-fi movies in years, Collateral Beauty flopped despite a star-studded cast. Gemini Men failed to impress critics or audiences. Even Men in Black 3 couldn't recapture the magic of his earlier successes. Fans voiced their disappointment openly, from Fresh Prince to this. What happened to Will Smith? His last decade of movies feels like a blur of mediocrity. When Emancipation was announced, many hoped it would be Will's triumphant comeback. But when it was released, it failed to generate excitement or significant ticket sales. The message was clear: Will Smith was no longer a guaranteed hitmaker. Studios began to see him not as a safe investment, but as a liability. Desperate to reinvent himself, Will returned to his roots in music. He released a track titled "I Like Pretty Girls," hoping it would reconnect him with fans. But the response was disastrous. The lyrics were painfully simplistic, with the phrase "I like pretty girls" repeated endlessly. Fans were shocked. Critics called it hollow, embarrassing, and proof that Will was out of touch with modern music. On YouTube, over 60% of viewers disliked the video. One reaction summed up the mood perfectly: "This isn't just bad, it's sad." It feels like watching someone desperately cling to relevance. Instead of revitalizing his career, the song became yet another reason for the public to laugh at Will Smith. Then came the scandal that brought everything to a head. To promote his comeback tour, Will released a video showing massive cheering crowds, designed to demonstrate how beloved he still was. But viewers quickly noticed something strange. Faces in the crowd seemed distorted. Some people appeared to have extra limbs. Whole sections of the audience looked identical, like digital copies. The truth soon emerged: the entire crowd had been generated using artificial intelligence. It wasn't real. Will had been trying to convince the world that he still had a massive fan base, but it was all an illusion. The backlash was immediate and intense. Social media lit up with criticism. Even AI doesn't want to see him perform. Imagine being so desperate you have to fake your fans. Popular YouTuber Penguin ZO delivered a viral takedown, calling the move utterly shameless. The scandal didn't just embarrass Will Smith, it confirmed the worst fears of his critics, that he was no longer a superstar, just a man clinging to a fading legacy. As the outrage grew, wild theories began to spread. Some claimed Will Smith was broke, using AI because he couldn't afford real concerts or marketing. Others speculated that his tour wasn't selling tickets and that he was hiding the truth from the public. Industry insiders pushed back, saying Will had earned hundreds of millions during his peak years. Money wasn't the issue. The real problem was connection. Will had lost the deep bond he once had with his audience. Instead of addressing this honestly, he turned to deception, trying to fake the adoration he no longer had. Many stars have faced rock bottom and managed to climb back to glory. Robert Downey Jr. battled addiction and legal troubles, only to rise again as Iron Man, building a legacy of redemption. Keanu Reeves endured devastating personal tragedies and a failing career, yet reinvented himself through John Wick. Becoming beloved worldwide, both men rebuilt themselves through authenticity and powerful performances. Will Smith, however, chose a different path. Instead of creating meaningful art, he relied on shallow stunts, a weak song, a fake crowd, and public appearances designed to hide the truth. This choice didn't inspire empathy. It fueled mockery and cemented his image as a man who would do anything to avoid facing reality. By now, even Will's most devoted fans were turning away. Comments grew colder, sharper, more final. "He used to be my hero. Now I can't stand to see him on screen. Will Smith is just a shell of who he once was." The AI scandal was the final straw. It wasn't just about technology. It symbolized the emptiness at the core of Will's career, a hollow performance built on illusions instead of genuine talent and connection. 10. Can redemption still happen? And yet, Hollywood is filled with stories of redemption. If Will is willing to confront his mistakes with complete honesty, there may still be a path forward. The formula is simple but difficult. Take roles that truly matter, not just for box office numbers. Speak openly and truthfully about his struggles. Stop relying on tricks and gimmicks to win back his audience. The road to redemption would be long and painful. But if others have done it, Will can too. The question is whether he has the courage to face himself and the world without hiding behind false images. Closing words: Will Smith's journey is a stark reminder of how fragile fame can be. One moment of anger, one series of bad decisions, can destroy decades of hard work. The AI scandal is more than just a controversy. It's the culmination of years of personal and professional decline, laid bare for the world to see. Once hailed as Hollywood's brightest star, Will Smith now stands at a crossroads. He can either rise again by embracing truth and authenticity, or fade away, remembered not for his greatness but for the illusions he created to hide his fall.